So what have you guys been doing the last couple of weeks? I've been told by some of your operatives at practice today that you're not putting in a bunch of secret news stuff. You're just sort of trying to get people back focused, back into game shape. Talk about that, because I've had not really 2 weeks off, but maybe 10 days or so where there wasn't a lot getting done.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for the guys is to kind of get their legs back, to get refreshed, to be ready to play the bowl game. Kind of what we've done just this whole season with the new system and where it's been. We've really wanted to say, this is what we're good at, we want to be great at it. And I think we want to keep on doing what we're doing because the guys believe in that, and we know that any look that we can get at any time, they can block whatever it might be, run a route versus anything. So didn't want to get too crazy, didn't want to do too much because we want them to be able to understand what we're trying to get done and be able to do that at a real fast pace. So I think that's always the key. So it was really more for conditioning, get the guys rolling, get the guys back breathing. That first day about 2 weeks ago, they were like, "Woo! I forgot about this." So,
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Timing was a little off.
Well, the timing wasn't necessarily off. It was more everybody was kind of taking a little breath here and there. Because I mean, still, we've only been doing this for about 4 months, so we haven't even gotten the whole off season to train for it, to be ready for it. But I thought the guys did a nice job by about the 5th day, and they did great today too, which was good to see, especially in the cold weather. You're always concerned about that as a coach, is how you're going to throw the ball, run the ball, all that stuff. So it was good to see them come out and remember all the plays and know what we're going to get done and do a nice job at it.
Yeah. Was there some fear after that great finish? You go 5-1 down the stretch, and you really had every week was things were clicking pretty well. Then you have that little layoff, and guys do kind of check out. The holidays come, the big finals.
It's funny. Any bowl game that you have, you're going to have a big gap there. That's just kind of everybody has the same issues. I think as a coach, you're always worried about that, but coaches always find something to be worried about. If we would have practiced every day, I would have been worried about wearing them down. So I think you just kind of pick and choose with it, and I think the thing was to just keep the plays that they've done a nice job at and continue with that and make sure they were fresh. Once again, I just want them to believe in what we're doing and to go fast. And even in the beginning of the season, when we weren't winning the games, we were still able to click and do some nice things. I think it was just, like we've always said, the turnover battle. That's really the dramatic thing that changed as the season went on. The run game, really stepping up the run game, that really dramatically helped us. So I think that if we stay with those philosophies on what we want to do, I think we're going to be able to do a nice job from the offense side.
How much of a difference do you see between what West Virginia is doing this season out of a 3-4 alignment and what they did previously in 2010 and 11 of the odds
stack? They're dramatically different. Previously, the first 2 years, they were what we call 3-3 stack. And so they had and they had a lot of safeties in there, a lot of DBs, and they were really able to move guys around. And it wasn't the true basic 3-4 look that you see from kind of the old school Okie world from the Oklahoma Sooners way back at 19 whatever. And so really we had to just kind of get ready for that kind of a look, the true 3-down spacing. The good thing is that we've seen that a couple times this year, and they have some ability to get into some 4-down things to move guys around. But the good thing is all our base rules really kind of stay intact, so it kind of stays status quo. But definitely they're much different than they have been the first 2 years when we played them 2 years ago. And then now they've got the new coordinator from, I believe he was at Pitt last year, and he kind of stayed with the same stuff. They were doing the same kind of stuff they were doing at Pitt that they were doing at West Virginia. So once again, we just got to be ready for anything that they can show. They get that long layover, and they can be ready for. We got to be ready for everything.
So you went back and scouted the Pitt tapes as well.
You kind of glance at it. You know they're probably not going to reinvent the wheel because they have the same gaps that we have, the same gap of time that we have. So you really just have to sit there and say, hey, what are we going to be able to do good? We want to be the enforcer. We don't want them to predict kind of what we're doing. So I think it's, once again, keep the basics, keep the things that we believe in, and know we can react to anything.
Do you put in a few wrinkles, or do you just really stick to, and I know you're not going to give away the story here, but...
There's always some fun things in there. Every game plan, you always want to have some things that'll spice some things up.
It's maybe not new stuff, but stuff you have in it.
It's stuff that, yeah. I mean, the way that we did it kind of this whole season is as basic as we thought we were. We were really more dynamic than we thought with the amount of formations and the different plays and stuff. So we always, each game, we always want to bring a couple new wrinkles in so that they're going to have to defend some things they haven't seen, even though it is a lot of the same stuff. So there's always some things in there we want to kind of keep them off base.
Yeah.